I won't lie. The reason I wanted to vlog now is because I got dressed up to go out. And I was sick of vlogging in my pajamas. I want to talk about subtext, particularly the gay variety. Or I suppose this video will have quite a bias towards the lesbian variety. I don't pretend to be an expert on subtext, because I googled lesbian subtext. Rizzoli and Isles, Xena, some anime that I've never heard, Rizzoli and Isles, Eliza Dushku, Faith and Buffy. Bet from the L word? That's not subtext. What the fuck, Google? Xena, Rizzoli and Isles, Faith, Twilight. And many of the things that came up I am actually not familiar with, but I have heard of Xena, and if you're going to talk about subtext, you need to talk about Xena, which I'm going to do. Wikipedia's definition of subtext. Subtext is content of a book, play, musical work, film, video game, or television series which is not denounced explicitly by the characters or author, but is implicit or becomes something understood by the observer of the work as the production unfolds. Does it have a section on gays? No gays. Poor form, Wikipedia. You know that when you're watching something with subtext in it, you're not seeing something that everybody sees. You're making your own interpretation of the piece. Everybody interprets something that they view in their own way. I think that the thing is that this can be such a radically different interpretation to what some other people may see. So that for me is very interesting, you know? It can be a totally different show. Some people, I'm sure they exist, watch Rizzoli and Isles for the... What do people watch Rizzoli and Isles for if it isn't lesbian subtext? Like mystery and shit. Whereas I watch it for the gay. I also want to talk about why it is that we like subtext so much. For queer people in general, it was so underrepresented on TV and in film and in the media in general. So when there is hints, something to grab at that is subtext, we'll take it! So some examples of subtext that I think would be good to talk about. Xena, queen of lesbian subtext. Now, I suppose that you could say that Xena in the end became sort of main texty, you know, I mean, yes, alright, you could say that. But in the beginning, it was subtext. In fact, in the beginning, maybe drinking Kahlua while blogging is not such a good idea. In the beginning, it was not any kind of text. Freudian slip. It was not any kind of sext, actually. It was only after the first season when the writers were like, we have such a large lesbian fan base. Let us pander to them. That they started writing in things that were a little bit gay. We can see a similarity happening with a show that is more current, which I love. It's called Rizzoli and Isles. It's so gay. I have been making lesbian recaps because it's just that gay, and you can see them. There'll be a link. I don't know where YouTube keeps its links. I'm not that good at YouTube yet. I'm going to do an entire blog post on Rizzoli and Isles, possibly with the help of my dear friend Liz, who introduced me to this show and who is possibly more of a lesbian subtext nerd than me. Maybe. I would tell her I said that. Entire video about the lesbian subtext on Rizzoli and Isles. Or if you want to watch my lesbian recaps, you can watch them in the... probably down there. In my pants. The second season of Rizzoli and Isles premieres in July of this year, and I'm very excited about it because I like subtext. I like playing lesbian subtext drinking games. I think it's great. As Quentin Tarantino said, so Google informs me, gay subtext always makes every movie better. Can't argue with Quentin Tarantino. I think that's all I can say on subtext. The contents, the ex-contents of this glass, courtesy of my good friend Ollie. I stole his Kahlua. But it's okay. I'm fine. Who am I? Yay.